I had to laugh at Kathy. She said, "Are we a mess?" She's fixing her hair. I said, "Kathy, we're always a mess."
We're out working away, and Paul's like, "This is a good time. Look, it's beautiful, the weather. Let's do a video." I said, "My God, I can't do a video. I'm a mess." And Paul says, "We're always a mess." So okay.
She wanted to go off to the spa. She wanted to get her hair done. She wanted all new clothes. She wanted the boots and purses
Yeah.
for a video. I mean, look at me.
Well, I mean, just because you looks like a slob don't mean I got to.
Well, I mean, you know, like, I mean, we're snap on videos. We got to get them out. We haven't done a video in a long time.
No.
Well, we have and we haven't.
Yes
The problem.
and no.
Well, the problem was this summer. Well, this spring, right on through the summer. Like, if we never had bad luck, we'd have no luck at all.
No. It started in April, wasn't it?
Yes, in April. First of all, one night I was lying in the bed, and it was just like a jet flying over the house. Jeez, I said, man, I never heard of a jet hovering on top of your house.
Mm-hmm.
Helicopter,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's right.
Anyway, over a period of a few days, into a week, into 2 weeks, it was getting louder and louder and louder. Then it got to the point I said, man, there's something wrong. I can't sleep. Anyway, we find out there is a leak in our water line. Okay? And apparently a lot of people up on this end of town had the exact same problem. The lady next door, same thing.
A couple of people further up the road.
Yeah. So we figured, well, maybe it's not us. Maybe it's the lady next door. Her leak is traveling through our pipes.
Yeah, the sound. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, they had her looked. They looked at her pipes. Sure enough, she had a leak. Never solved our problem. Up the road, same thing. Down the road, same thing. So I said, we got to dig up our pipes. And when we dug up the pipe, 250 feet of water line. Okay, that's how far we are from our curb stop to the house. So they turned around, and we got them in and basically tore the place up, didn't we?
Got that done.
Got that done. And this is over a period of a month. So finally, then, when we backfilled it and tried to get the grass to grow, we got into a heat wave.
Yes.
80, 90 degrees all the time.
Running water hoses and everything.
You couldn't even have a memory without breaking a sweat.
No.
Right?
No.
So anyway, then of course we ordered in topsoil. I spread all the topsoil out, and then because of the heat wave, you couldn't keep enough water to it, so it didn't grow. It took weeks and weeks and weeks before we even saw a blade of grass. So I just said, well, you know what? Going to have to let nature look after it. So I took all the hoses up and we let nature look after it. So one day I was out and I said, you know what? Our pavement looks really bad. It's been there for about 30 years. So I said, you know, we should repave that. And of course I got a yes real easy from upper management. I said, man, that was really easy. Usually got to fight for these things, right? Usually got to put in, you know, requisitions, and you got to have like meetings and feasibility studies.
Well,
and
that's a little dramatic. He's a little exaggerating, but
well,
that's okay. But
touch.
hey, we had a good bit of pavement tore up already because of the water.
Yes, well,
line.
that's a fact. Over by the side of the house, we had to tear up. We had to cut some pavement to get to the water line.
And then down by the road where the curb stop is.
And down by the road where the curb stop is. So we had two little sections there. So that justified doing it all.
That was your argument anyway.
So anyway, they came in and gave us a price on it. Then I said to Kathy, I said, you know, it'd be nice if we'd done a little bit of extra paving, which we'll show you after. So anyway, we did the extra pavement, and we're really happy with that. I said, you know what, we got it all done. But while they were doing the pavement, the fuel tank that was there, they hooked the underground line and broke the fuel line. So we got the fuel guys to come in and say, hey, put all new line in it. Hey, go to it. They looked up at it and said, hey, your tank is expired at the end of the month. Oh, I said, well, put in another tank.
By this time it's July.
By this time it's July. So they can't put another tank in the same place because they said, no, the rules has changed since that tank went there. You can't have the tank that far from your house. You got to have it on the back of your house or in your house.
It's in the house.
So we ended up having to put the fuel tank in the house. Now these guys, they done a real good job. I must say, you can't even tell there's a fuel tank in there.
No.
It's a real
No,
good
it's
job.
perfect.
The tank is made in Germany. It's a double wall tank.
They're square or rectangle.
Yeah, and it's
not
all
like the
kind of,
round.
it just looks like a little deep freeze.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were really pleased with that. So that's done. So I said, oh, thank God. So we got the water pipe done, we got the driveway done, and we got the fuel tank done. Hey, we're in good shape. So I'm out walking around one evening, and I happened to look up at the roof, and I said, man, the shingles look like they're cupped a little bit, you know?
I'm like,
Now
what
remember
are you
now,
talking about?
we're after having all of this heat, so I guess that made it even worse because they were on their last leg. I figured we were going to get another year or two out of them anyway. But anyway, so I said, well, we might as well come get somebody to come in and give us a price. So we got 3 prices. Of course, you know the way that stuff works. They're all within a couple of $100 from each other. So we got this guy that came in from an area 4 or 5 communities down. And I'm going to tell you, these guys, they knew their stuff.
They
right?
did, yeah.
And they did a really, really good job. So I said, perfect. Now we're all done.
That's right.
So we got the water line done. We got the paving done.
Fuel tank.
Fuel tank is done. The
Roof is
shingles are
done.
done. Man, what else could go wrong? So anyway, one night I'm sitting down and I'm looking at the CCTV cameras around the property. And I look at the one with the tractor and I see this little black spot under the tractor on the camera in the middle of the night. And I'm thinking, that's not supposed to have a black spot under it. Anyway, turns out we have the notorious oil leak coming from the output shaft in the transmission out to the front differential. It's leaking from the weep holders. If you get up under your tractors, folks, especially if you got a Kubota, there's a little pin that you can push up on. Well, that was where the oil was dripping from. If you see that, I'm going to tell you what. I won't say it's as bad as a death in the family, but it's a very, very close second. So now, I said, we got a problem. The cab got to come off. The snowblower got to come off. The FEL got to come off. Every mod that I had done to it had to come out because we don't have the room in the shop anymore to do this kind of work. Kathy got half the shop taken over with packages and boxes and,
Okay.
you know, I mean, it's crazy. I'm lucky to get in there myself. So I said, well, okay, you know, that's one thing we have going for us. We have a great Kubota dealership.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I would say, and I've always said it in the past, probably the best in Canada. Because they got an all-star team, and when you go in there, you know, you're treated just like royalty.
You're in good hands.
So I called them, and they said, yeah, we'll pick her up. Okay, I said, give me a few days to get it ready. So they came and picked it up, so that this tractor, the big one, was gone for a month.
A month, yeah.
So it was gone for a month. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you something. We gave them the tractor clean. And I know what you're thinking, but it's not what you're thinking. When it came back, it was even. They cleaned my clean. Didn't they?
It was cleaner than clean.
It was so clean, in fact, that I took off my boots to get in it.
Well, that's right. I mean, I didn't think anyone could be cleaner than you, but it's possible.
It was incredible. It
Yes,
was just incredible. So anyway, I, of course, now had to put the blow snower back on and had to put the FEL back on. And then seeing they did such a good job, I'm gonna tidy up a few things. I'm gonna make some improvements. So there's a number of new mods and there's a number of updated things done. And like
Yeah.
I had an indicator to show the machine was in 4-wheel drive, and that was off a Dodge truck or something. And anyway, that's all been eliminated now, and I have a nice 4-wheel drive LED indicator in the dash, and because you can't tell when these things are in four-wheel drive. You know, you can look down, and there's a big knob down there on the floor, and you can say, now, is the knob supposed to be down or is it supposed to be up for four-wheel drive? I can never remember it, right?
Remember.
So anyway, the tractor's back. Just finished it this week, actually. And
last week you finished everything up, I guess, Friday. Yeah?
Friday, yeah. And I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. I mean, guys, think about this now. The cab had to come off the tractor. They had to split from the bell housing, move the front end that way, and keep the rear end that way on special jacks with casters on them. Then they had to go in and fix this oil leak. The parts aren't expensive, but the labor is brutal. And the other side of the coin is, I noticed it when it was only a drip. And people say, well, it was only a drip, you know, you could let it go. But the problem is, you know, it's going to snow soon. And I didn't want to have this thing get worse, because oil leaks never get better.
No.
They always get worse. So I did not want this thing to get worse when I really needed it. And plus, this big one here, this is what lifts our steel.
That's right.
The little BX, I mean, it does its best to do what it can, but I mean, it's not lifting sheets of steel.
No.
So anyway...
well, you said too, if it's leaking, it could cause other damage.
Well, here's the problem. If you do see oil from that little pin, and I'll take a picture of that pin and show you at the end of the video. Keep in mind that you see oil coming from that pin, it's time to first scream and then get on the phone and call your dealer, because it's a problem. And I mean, I'm telling you, you know, if you can afford it, even a psychiatrist might help at that particular point in time too.
I'm going to tell you, try everything, faint and everything.
Well, I mean, you know, like, I mean, and you know, and then when you got to go to upper management and say the tractor got to be split.
And I'm saying,
and then she said, you can't be serious. So I said, boys, I know what I was going to tell her. I said, if she says anything, she puts up, if upper management puts up any kind of a resistance at all, I'm going to say, we got to trade it for a new one. Solve the problem. Get her fixed, she said. Get her fixed.
Money is no
Whatever it costs, get her fixed, she said. But anyway, it's fixed.
It's fixed.
But the problem is with this leak, it's down in the bell housing. These tractors have a clutch as well. Now, it's HST, but it got a clutch. Why, I don't know. But anyway, if the oil leak gets bad, gets really bad, the hydraulic fluid gets picked up by the clutch, and it gets flung and flung and flung and flung and flung. Like when the wife is throwing up something you done years ago, and she just can't forget it. Well, that's the same thing with that clutch. It's going to attract that. It's going to attract that oil, and it's going to ruin your clutch. So fix it as soon as you can, because there's going to be other components that's not going to like you much after you don't save them. So that was that, right?
That's right.
Are we up to date now? I think we are.
We are.
Health-wise, we're perfect.
Yeah.
But it's just that everything around us is falling apart. But to be truthful, we started Specialty Repairs Custom Mods, 7 years ago? Mm-hmm. And in 7 years, we did nothing, only work at Custom Mods. Every day, sometimes even every night.
Yeah.
And now we're to the point where infrastructure is falling apart around you. So you have to address the problem.
Well, it's like if anybody is at home.
Yeah.
You don't have a problem right now, but I mean, anytime you could have to fix something.
We knew there was neglect. Well, the other night then she had me going around changing. Now, folks, listen to this. The other night she said, the light switch, she said, in the dining room is not working. This is a push button one, so the more buttons you push, it gets dimmer, right?
There's about maybe five.
4 or 5 different settings on it. So anyway, I put in a new switch. Now, it's not the same switch. This one here got a slider and an off and on button. There's not a day that she haven't gone in that kitchen in a week where she hasn't complained, well, I miss my knobs. I know, I missed the push button. So anyway, that's all fine, Danny. Lo and behold, a couple of days later, she said, the dimmer switch in the bedroom, she said, I broke the knob off it. When I went and looked, the knob wasn't just broke off. The whole stud coming out of the switch was gone. I said, what did you do, hammer it? She said, no, I just twisted it.
turn it on, that's all.
Just turned on, it's gone. So anyway, I went and got another switch, but not the one with the knob, the one with the slider and the one with the button. Now I'm going in there trying to grab onto something like a knob that's not even there.
Every time you'd reach for the knob.
Yeah, now I'm not going to repeat what I say every night when I go in to turn on that switch, because you're all too young. Believe me, you're all too young. We won't go
That's what
there.
happens, yeah, when you do change something that you've had all them years.
I just can't adapt to not having a knob. You know, fellas are used to having knobs.
You knew exactly where you were going to go.
Well, I mean,
I'm thinking,
isn't it true?
don't go there.
Well, you said the other night, you said I can't get over the fact there's near a knob.
Sure, we got no knob.
So, folks, it's not me, it's her, right?
Oh my goodness.
So what else is new? Well, was one thing you're going to, here's a bit of breaking news. Breaking news. Well, you asked for a video. We haven't done a video in a long time. Anyway, breaking news. You won't be seeing any mothballing of the pond this year, will they?
That's right, because it normally would have to been done by now. Wouldn't
Well,
it? Pretty close.
usually Thanksgiving. That's
Yeah.
that's when we'd unplug
A
it
couple of weeks ago.
and we'd put the top on it, and we'd get the fish all ready for the winter with air stones and stuff. Will we show them why?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll show them
Why?
why. Come on, we'll show them why. There you go, folks. This is where the pond was. Right here. Right there. That's where the falls was, and the pond stretched out here. And of course,
There's the oil tank.
there's the oil tank down in the basement. And now what we have is we have this. So it does a couple of things for us. It makes it easier to get up here. Kathy's clothesline is down there, and she got a nice pavement to walk on to get to the clothesline, and it just looks a little bit cleaner. We took a lot of trees out here, and the patio is a bit of a touchy subject. I want to do something with the patio. Kathy don't want me to touch the patio because she said she likes it natural. Well, you know, I don't like the color of it. It's gray, but it is what it is. And got to keep her happy. I'm after putting her through an awful lot this year. So anyway, there it is. So there's the pavement, and the pavement, well, we didn't change that. There was nothing wrong with that pavement. And then we went right to the road, and we went, let's see, right to the road. We went a little bit wider. It's all new up here. And then we joined into the good stuff right there. So there it is. And there it is, and there can't be no tizzer.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ma.
That's it.
New shingles. New water line. I'm going to show you at the video at the end. I'm going to show you pictures at the end of the video of what it looked like all tore up with the water line. Folks, I'm going to tell you, it looked terrible. But it is what it is. So that's it, folks. There it is in a nutshell. That was our summer. It was a hellish summer. We had a good summer.
We
I
had
mean,
a good summer.
you know
Weather
what?
was good once it cleared up from that dry. Then we had rain, though. We had a full month of rain.
oh, we had a full month of rain, but just as we got everything done, it started to rain. And the grass that was all tore up, man, I'm going to tell you, it looks like one of Trump's golf courses. Don't it?
We won't go that far.
Well, I mean, but it looked pretty good.
It was good. It
I
was
mean,
good grass.
I had to mow all the new stuff a lot more than I had to mow the old stuff,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
you know. So what I did after is I started to, I got a big sprayer, and I sprayed down all the new stuff with beer. And the reason why I sprayed it with beer, because when it grew, it was already half cut.
On that note. So try it.
It's not cheap,
It's not cheap.
but it's half cut. Anyway, folks, we hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it's long-winded, but that's exactly what it took to tell you what we've been through
Well,
here.
that's right. It was months.
It's months. Well, it's all summer. The good point behind it was It's the first summer in about, I would say, 8 years that I was literally outside more than I was inside. I felt better. Then I got to the point where the heat didn't bother me too much. I just got adapted to it because, see, in the summer here, I'm always in an air-conditioned environment. Air conditioning in the mod shop, air conditioning in the vehicles. When Kathy and I go for a drive in the middle of summer, she got to wear a sweater. I just love cold. But then I got adapted to the heat. So, you know, it worked out. What else have I done with the tractor? I siped the tires. That's going to be another video. So, other than that, we're done.
We're done.
We're going to call it a day. It's Sunday. We haven't even had our dinner yet.
No,
What time is it?
It's
Must
late.
be about 3 o'clock.
Must be.
And anyway, we'll see you in the next video. This is what we've been through. This is what we've done. Now you're all up to date. No fish pond. Everything else is working. And we'll see you in the next video, folks. So you guys, you take care. Be good to each other. Please subscribe and please share. And we'll see if we can get our subscriber count up a bit more. And if we can, we'll stick around. If we can't, well, we won't.
No, we
Hey,
won't.
simple as that. Take care, folks. God bless. You want to say goodbye? Goodbye?
Oh, goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.